to the podcast for when the curves line up for September 15, 2023. Please see the article that includes diagrams of today's events on the website. Text by Jeffrey L. Hunt. In Chicago, sunrise occurs at 6:31 a.m. Central Daylight Time, followed by sunset at 7 p.m. After today, sunset occurs in Chicago before 7 p.m. CDT until March 17, 2024. Daylight lasts 12 hours, 20 minutes. The equinox occurs September 23 at 1:50 a.m. CDT. Because of the definition of sunrise and sunset, and the bending of sunlight when the central star is near the horizon, daylight and night are nearly equal on the 25th and 26th. By month's end, daylight lasts 11 hours, 48 minutes at Chicago's latitude. Here is today's planet forecast. In the morning sky. Begin looking for Mercury this morning. A binocular is needed to find it to the lower left of Regulus. First, find the brighter planets. Venus rises nearly 3 hours before sunrise. It continues to gain rising time, nearly an hour before it reaches the maximum rising time interval before sunrise during late October. Venus is in its interval of greatest brightness. This continues through the 21st. On the 19th, Venus is at its greatest illuminated extent, an interesting term. The planet is at a geometric location where its phase covers the largest area of the sky for this appearance. It corresponds to when the planet is at its brightest. This morning the planet is a morning crescent phase that is 24% illuminated. Look for the phase through a spotting scope or telescope. The cusps or horns of the crescent point away from the sun. It resembles a waning crescent moon, but waxing and waning are not used for Venusian phases. 1 hour before sunrise, brilliant Venus is in the eastern sky, over 20 degrees above the horizon. It continues to rise 3 minutes earlier each morning, even though it is stepping quickly eastward. The morning star is approaching Regulus, Leo's brightest star, that is nearly 10 degrees up in the sky. This morning the separation is 16.6 degrees. The conjunction occurs October 9th. Look for Sirius in the southeast, nearly the same altitude, height above the horizon, as Venus. During the remainder of the month, the brightest planet and the brightest star are nearly the same altitude during morning twilight. There is no impending conjunction because Sirius is about 40 degrees from the ecliptic, unlike Regulus that is the brightest star closest to the solar system's plane. Procyon, meaning before the dog, is above an imaginary line from Venus to Sirius. From the mid-northern latitudes, it rises about 30 minutes before Sirius, the dog star. When Procyon is near the eastern horizon, Sirius rises soon thereafter. Farther westward, bright Jupiter is high in the southwest, 13.5 degrees to the lower left of Hammel, Aries' brightest star, and 11.2 degrees to the upper right of Mercury, Cetus Nostral. It is about 16 degrees to the lower right of the Pleiades star cluster, part of Taurus. Jupiter is retrograding in front of Aries. As Earth laps the more distant planets, those worlds seem to back up or move westward compared to the starry background. As the Jovian giant moves westward, watch it appear to move between Hammel and Mercury during the next several days. Mercury rises 70 minutes before the sun. 40 minutes later, that is 30 minutes before daybreak, the planet is nearly 7 degrees up in the east and 8.0 degrees to the lower left of Regulus. The planet and the star are about the same brightness. A binocular is needed to see them, but they do not fit into the same field of view. Find one of them and then move the binocular either up or down to see the second celestial body. Remember that unlike what is portrayed in a movie, a binocular looks at one circle, not a field of overlapping circles. The binocular chart of Regulus and Mercury shows overlapping binocular fields, not the movie scene view demonstrated above. Tomorrow morning, the two are slightly closer than this morning and overlapping binocular fields are needed to see them, although Mercury is a little brighter than Regulus. The speedy planet continues to brighten each morning. In a week it can be easily spotted without the optical assist. In the evening sky, Mars continues its slow slide into bright twilight. It is dimmer than might be expected. Tomorrow evening, as a last hurrah for this appearance, the very thin crescent moon and the red planet appear in the same binocular field low in the western sky after sunset. Saturn rises before sunset, and 2 hours after nightfall, the ringed wonder is over 25 degrees above the southeast horizon. The planet is brighter than most stars this evening, but it is not remarkably bright like brilliant Venus and Jupiter. The planet is retrograding in front of Aquarius, 9.3 degrees to the upper right of Skate, the Aquarian's leg, and 9.6 degrees to the right of Lambda Aquarii, Lambda Acra on the chart. The two stars do not fit into the same binocular field with Saturn. From urban and suburban settings, outdoor lighting likely washes them out, and they are not visible without the binocular's optical assist. Dimmer than Saturn, the star Fomalhaut, meaning the mouth of the southern fish, is about 20 degrees below the planet and less than 10 degrees above the horizon. During the night as Earth spins and the wheel of the sky seems to turn westward, Saturn is in the south before midnight and low in the west-southwest during morning twilight. As Venus rises over 3 hours before sunrise tomorrow morning, Saturn is about 10 degrees up in the west-southwest. The Venus-Saturn opposition occurs October 10th, when the two planets are 180 degrees apart in the sky. Because Saturn disappears into the thicker layers of air near the horizon that blur and dim the celestial bodies, the last date when Venus and Saturn are visible simultaneously occurs sooner. Track them. What is the last date you see them in the sky at the same time? Jupiter rises over 2 hours after sundown. It appears to follow Saturn westward, appearing in the south over 2 hours before sunrise and in the southwest during morning twilight. Thank you for listening. Please read the articles at whenthecurveslineup.com.